Welcome to the Pay Me and Plane Tickets podcast. I have Lisa M. Randolph. Little inside joke there for everybody.
Yeah.
She's the author of the Wildlife Divas Adventure team, saving the endangered mountain gorilla. All of this is based in the great country of Uganda. This is the first to be on this podcast from Uganda and also representing it as an author from author, sort of showcasing Uganda in a different light.
Yes.
But welcome to Pay Me and Plane Tickets, Lisa. How you
Thank
feeling?
you. Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here. I'm very excited.
That's good. I'm glad to have you on.
Yes.
I just want to, let's start low base. Kind of give us a bit of background to yourself and to your sort of early days. I guess the prolific author that you are.
Oh my. So I actually started writing when I was about 12 years old, and nobody really encouraged me to write. Even in school, I wrote really good papers, but no one really said, yeah, you're a good writer. You should do this. So it took me like 50 years to get back to where I am today, which is writing. I got accepted into a program at Georgetown University, their Creator Institute. Yeah. And from there, like my writing just took off. I published the first book of the series, and to my shock and surprise, it got a lot of notoriety. It got me invited to Uganda twice, and it's just been a whirlwind trip. I mean, I got connected with the Ugandan Wildlife Authority because the book is very fact based. Even though it's a fictional story, it's based in real facts, like the fact that in Uganda, mountain gorillas, there's only 1,063 mountain gorillas left on the entire planet. And most of them, the bulk of them live in Uganda. So what I could have chosen, Rwanda or the Democratic Republic of Congo, but I chose Uganda because they had the most concentration of gorillas. So, yeah, it got me on television. It got me in front of the U.S. ambassador. She launched my book from this huge platform. The Wildlife Authority, the Education Department were on board. The Jane Goodall Institute had a representative there. Uh, I still can't get over what happened. Yeah.
Amazing. It's been like an amazing yellow brick road since
It, yeah,
completing the
that
novel.
is the perfect description of it. It's been a yellow brick road. I am following the yellow brick road, and I am, yes. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, we love to hear because we have talked to a few authors on our radio hour, and they all have a bit of a starting point as to why they wanted to go down this path or tell the particular story. What's your reason as to why you wanted to tell this story, or at least this novel?
Yeah, well, it's definitely a story. So, I worked in San Francisco in one of the toughest neighborhoods in the city, and it's an after school program with all girls. And so, the thing I began to notice is that these children were often put aside, dismissed. Nobody wanted to deal with them because of their behavior issues. And what I realized is that wasn't really the issue. All they needed was someone to just believe in them and talk to them and listen to them and encourage them. And so for 9, almost 10 years, that's what I did. And once the program ended, which we lost funding, so we had to close the program down. So that was very dismaying, but that's what happened. But from that, I started writing the book based on the girls that I worked with. And so I had one who was really good in math. She was like 8 years old, but she could do fractions out of this world. And then I had another who hacked her school's computer and changed her grade. And I was like, oh, you can't do that, but that is a skill set in tech. Another one with this, she had a very large vocabulary, very smart girl. And so I thought about it, and a lot of, thinking and researching went into the book. And so I said, why don't I make these kids smart girls, because smart girls always get targeted, but I want to make it normal And so I based the book in science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So each one of the characters is 5 characters, and each one has a gift of one of those themes.
One of the subjects.
And I actually based the story on an actual camping trip we went on in Half Moon Bay, California, and we were trying to catch this seagull that was wrapped in fishing line. And so me and my little group, we were trying to catch it, and we're going to get it and cut the line away. And that's what the concept of the story came from, that field trip, the camping trip, and us trying to rescue wildlife. And the story is born. Yeah.
So it's amazing because you're basically saying that you saw this, real world design of like, okay, there's a way to showcase these amazing young females, brilliant, who are in their own right, and you're like, okay, how do we apply that in a I guess a more adventurous way to kind of
Yes.
capture the audience, kind of incite more dreamers and visions to see themselves in a different light. And you chose the backdrop being rescuing wildlife. Why'd you go that route? You could have told that same collection of individuals in different areas, but why wildlife?
Yes. So that story, there's a background. When I was a girl and growing up in Miami, I lived near the zoo. Like literally, I could ride my bicycle to the zoo.
That's nice.
And yeah, so I used to go out there all the time, and I would see them with the animals. I was so curious. I was so curious about how they took care of them, where would they sleep at night. I just wanted to know. But I was too afraid to ask questions because no one looked like me. In Florida, in that time, there was still a little bit of racism going on, still today. Mm-hmm. And I had a teacher that really discouraged me and made me afraid to reach out and ask questions of anyone that did not look like me. And so I didn't ask any questions, but that love for wildlife, stayed in me. And not only that, my father used to bring home the most exotic animals, so I was always so curious, and I just my life just took a different path, but that passion for wildlife has always remained. And so, that it turned up in the storyline. And the entire story is based on these girls saving the most critically endangered species on the planet. And the other part is that you never see Black children portrayed in a position of power when it comes to saving a species. Or, they don't save the whale, they don't save the dolphin, they don't save the bear, So
that's a really good observation. I think I can't recall one actually myself.
You have not.
You see the Australian, he passed away from the stingray.
Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin.
Yes, you see Steve Irwin. You see
I know.
David
I know everything
Attenborough's.
wildlife.
The Steve Irwins, the David Attenboroughs, who was it Jane?
Jane Goodall. That was my hero
like,
as a kid. She was my hero.
Okay.
And I almost met her twice, and I missed her by 20 minutes at this event in San Francisco. I got there like 20 minutes after she left, and I was like, oh. And at the Jane Goodall Institute, they said, oh no, we're going to get you. You're going to meet her. We're going to make sure you get to meet her. And she passed away actually on my birthday, which the only thing that did is make me more passionate because I feel like I need to represent her and continue her legacy in this little, small little pocket, and just honor her existence, and what she did. So.
And you are with what you are, with what you have authored, right?
Yes.
On the show, we do talk about we do try to bring in the concepts of, the Bessie Colemans, the Gladys West, and the travel industry, who were these pioneers that were kind of hidden away, right?
Yes.
And perhaps what your story is also doing is there probably are a lot of hidden figures in the rescuing wildlife space, who just never were able to break sort of the glass ceiling or get their name out there, such as and so this now is a way to say, hey, you can sit in the front of the class, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I think that was my main purpose because we tell our children you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can be a nurse, you can be a teacher. And those are wonderful professions, and I'm not taking away from them, but I just wanted to like open the door just a little bit wider and say, look, not only can you do these things, but you can also be a primatologist, ecologist, conservationist. I just wanted to open the door a little bit wider and let them peer in to see that there are other options that we don't usually get exposed to, and it's usually dominated not by us, but I know we have some brilliant kids. I know we have people that love wildlife, and while I've been in this space, I've learned of so many black women in this space. Not so many black men, but black women. There's one that studies lizards. There's one that's she's a coordinator at a zoo. I mean, it's a whole nother world, and I admire them so because if I had had that opportunity as a child, or if I had been pushed in that direction, that's where I would have been, is in that space. So, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That would be adventurous too.
yeah.
You'd be one of the characters in your story.
I think I'm all of them.
Right.
I think I'm all my characters.
When it comes to so we discussed sort of the backdrop being
I can barely
wildlife.
hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
A little bit more.
Better.
Yes.
Testing. Okay.
Okay.
We talked about the backdrop being wildlife, but to another extent, the backdrop is also the continent of Africa, the country of Uganda. Why
I'm losing
go that
you.
direction? Oh, let's see.
I don't know if it's on my end.
How about now?
Perfect.
Perfect. There we go. You're good. You're good. You're good. Mike will edit everything out, so don't worry about it. We talked about the backdrop being wildlife, right? But I wanted to get your thoughts on. You also added another element to this because the backdrop is also the continent of Africa and the country of Uganda. Why
Yes.
go that direction? Especially in this storytelling, it'll probably be much more easier to get somebody to understand it from like maybe a Western side of, even though there aren't gorillas on this side, but like maybe they could
Right. Yeah.
imagine it that way, right? Yeah.
Well, what I thought about is the fact that these children in these neighborhoods, every city USA has a neighborhood like this, and these kids don't get a chance to travel. So sometimes they don't even travel into the neighboring city, let alone the option to travel, across country, across the world. And so I wanted to bring that element into the storyline where they get to travel to different places, experience different cultures, different languages, different types of food. So all that is written into the storyline. And so every continent that they travel to, which is not just Africa, but the series is going to take them to the 7 continents in the world. So I have 7 books to write. And yeah, so 7 continents, 7 books. And so I just wanted I wanted to take them around the world to experience what the world looks like. Like the world is a big place and you belong in it, so.
Right. Burst
And
out the
it's
bubble.
Yeah, yeah. So that was one of the main reasons why I wrote it, where I take them to different places. And so that was really
Yeah.
important for me to be able to have them travel like I did as a
Have them do
child.
it.
So I traveled as a child.
Yeah.
So my dad was, definitely about, having a little culture. And so we got to travel outside the country and that part, everything just kind of ties into everything that I do right now today because being able to travel to see different cultures and how people live I've traveled to 4 of the 7 continents myself. I'm trying to get to all 7. And then I want to write those experiences into the storyline. Like in the wildlife, the Saving the Mountain Gorilla, I definitely write in my experience the actual sights I saw into the storyline as well. So when I write, I want to be able to make it have more realism based on my actually being there. So yeah.
Got it. Okay. And you know, travel isn't always, you know, taking a plane. It is also reading and just sitting down with a good book that takes
Yes.
you to wherever the author is trying to take you. You know,
Yes.
that
Yes.
needs to be understood. You don't have to blow all that money to
Absolutely.
go there.
That's what I try and do. That's, a child that's never left their neighborhood now gets to travel, and I make it realistic. Like, you have to get shots, you have to get a passport, you have to take a flight, and I put all the realism into it. So yeah.
Appreciate that. What,
Yeah.
okay, on the wildlife side, are the gorillas endangered? How bad is it? How is it getting better?
It's
It's a
getting better,
411.
but at one point there was only about 800 left on the entire planet. And
Gosh.
this particular type of gorilla, which is the mountain gorilla, because there's several different subspecies, and the mountain gorilla was 800 individuals left on the entire planet. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Gorillas in the Mist, Diane
No.
Fossey. So she was a primatologist that was in Rwanda, and she was protecting mountain gorillas, and someone murdered her for that. Yeah, because this was big business. It was big business to take parts of a gorilla and put them on a market somewhere in another country. I
God.
mean,
Like
but
tusks and everything. Like
just
similar to
like
that.
tusk. Yes, yes, and horns and stuff like that. So they would do
Got
the
it.
all they wanted was the hands and the feet, and so they were destroying the species. And so after that the murder happened, a lot of attention was drawn to the plight of mountain gorillas. And now the last count there was 1,063, but there's births going on constantly. Just recently, mountain gorilla gave birth to twins, which in my book is I write about twin baby gorillas. It's yeah, so interesting.
No. You're highlighting something that honestly, yeah, it's a shock. I don't know about the status of the gorillas, much less many species. And so through your work, it's allowing those questions to be, sort of asked, like, yeah, what is going on with,
And an
this
awareness
particular,
too.
yeah. Yeah, that's the word I was
Yeah,
looking for, an
yeah.
awareness to it. Yeah.
I recently did a book club with young girls, and they finished reading the book. I came on and on a like a podcast, and they got to ask me questions, and just tell me about how they enjoyed the book, things like that. And okay, I'm trying not to cry. One of them
Okay.
said,
Let the tears flow.
she said, my favorite character was Storm because I can do math in my head just like she does. And I was like, so they got to identify, with a character. And that's why I have so many characters, because somebody's going to identify with one of them. And the other was like another little girl. She's like, this is what I want to do. I want to go to Africa and I want to go see the gorillas myself. And so my whole purpose for writing is to open up their minds and their imagination, and let them dream that they can do this, because they can. You just need somebody to tell you that you can do this and you can do it. So
They can see it in themselves.
they can see themselves. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about, children seeing themselves. Yeah. Yeah. And so one
I can
child
see
said
it.
that. Yeah. Yeah. So there's two groups right now reading the book in their book clubs right now. So I'm probably going to make appearances. One is local, one is in North Carolina. So, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You gotta do a signing too, we get signed copies.
I love doing the signings with kids, especially. It's just so much fun. It's fun. And I have that you saw the big gorilla, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And so,
You
I
did
just want them to know
mention
that STEM is just so important,
it
to their
is. It
futures,
is.
because this is it. Like, if you don't have an education in STEM, like, you're gonna be in trouble. So
Yeah, that's very true.
STEM field is
It's
very
becoming.
important.
I think it's already becoming a pillar. You know, you
Uh-huh.
have to have a
Absolutely.
true background in it. Yeah, I think most are adapting to it. You know,
I, there's a
more work
I,
to be done, but yeah.
there's a huge push for it in in our community, and I love it because that's my dream. That's what I see. That's what my mission is. I just want to expose every child I can get my hands on. If you were in earshot, you're gonna hear a story. So yeah.
You know, for our listeners and everything, I see the passion that you are, you know, in your face and the way you're expressing everything. I guess my question is, you know, how much does this? It seems it means so much to you. Why is that? Why is it that this is like the? It's like it's almost like you carry this burden proudly to make sure that not only this story goes out, but the meaning behind it, the purpose behind it, all the different aspects that this sort of captures. Why is it such a importance to you to your mission?
Because I, I, I know, I don't think, I know that we are a beautiful people and we are highly intelligent and we are underestimated at every turn. And I just want our children to not believe that narrative that they are less than. When they read this book, they can see that they have the power to go out into the world and make change. And that's one of the key things about my story is that I just want them to see themselves in a position of power. If I had been given that power when I was a girl and at that zoo, I'd have a different life right now. I'm not complaining because my life and my experiences brought me to this moment right here on your show today. So, but I want them to get this message as young children, you know, 8, 7, 8, 9 years old, that this is available to you. You can do this. You can accomplish this, and nobody can tell you otherwise. If you put your mind to it, you can make it happen. And so that's, yeah, that is.
Beautifully put. Beautifully put. It touches here. Touches here. I guess you have 6 more books to write. So
I
when's the
do.
next ones? What's the status of these?
So right now, I'm in the middle of book 2, and which in the story in the first book, they're leaving at they're at the airport and they're leaving to come back home to San Francisco, and they get another mission, and so then now they're off to Australia, and so yeah. So and then so I'll be talking about climate change and that sort of thing, because they're going to where the wildfires are burning and they're destroying wildlife, and they're going to help rescue and rehabilitate animals that are caught in the wildfires. And during the process of all this happening, they're going to end up, one of the characters is going to get lost, and they're going to end up with a First Nations boy finding her. She goes back to their village, and then that opens the door for me to talk about First Nations people, the Aborigine, their customs, their belief systems, and what they think about fires, and so on and so forth. And then once that's done, they head off to their next adventure, which is going to be India.
You have it all mapped out.
I do it. You don't want to be in my head because it's all in there. It's all in there. So, yeah, and then they'll be rescuing elephants in India. This one, I wrote this short story that was published about this elephant that was chained for 50 years. Chained for
Wow.
50 years.
Oh
And
gosh,
so
it's
they're going to
torture.
go to help rescue and release him and take him to a sanctuary along with a few other animals and elephants and so on and so forth. So everything is the theme of rescue because, like I said, you never see our children in a position where they are able to make change, positive change in the world. And so this is going to be the positive change that they make.
Okay. I like that. I like to hear that, and that's good that you kind of have this diagram of how it's all going to work, how it's all sort of interconnecting. It's not just sort of you know going someplace for the sake of going and doing a little bit of a fun little adventure. Like there is a lesson to all of it. There's
Yes,
a bit of
there
a
is a
history
lesson,
lesson to it all.
definitely.
Yeah.
And then it's expanding. So many things are happening with the book and the story. Like it's expanding to curriculums and coloring books and merchandise, and it's
TV
I
shows?
was not ready. TV show. I mean, there's talk, there's murmurs, you know, about it. No,
Yeah, you
really.
gotta get the
They're like,
drop.
yeah, it's coming. It will be a TV show. It will be.
Well, you heard it here first, fellas. Yeah, there's gonna be a TV show coming.
It is.
We get to talk to some authors and things of that nature. And one of the lessons I've learned is that they say that, the writing is the easiest, the publishing is the toughest.
Yes,
Do you have a publishing journey? Some don't. They're like, yeah, it was pretty streamlined, or has it been a bit of like, yeah, it's been a journey.
I do. So I didn't have a traditional publisher. It went through, Georgetown, and I don't even want to say the name, but so it went through Georgetown, and it's more like a vanity publisher. Once you publish a book, all the rights and royalties return back to you 100% once the book is published. So that makes me an independent author. And so I can do whatever I want with my book and my series. It's mine. The copyright's mine, the intellectual property is mine. And so I was glad for that, but I did not have the most wonderful experience. In fact, while I was in Uganda with the U.S. ambassador promoting my book, they decided not to release my my social media advertising. And so apparently, someone wrote to them saying, why are you, with this country of Uganda, they have a terrible human rights record. So why are you promoting them?" And they were like, maybe we shouldn't, and they didn't. So I got no traction here in the U.S., but in Africa, I did well over there. But in the United States, it did not get any, promotion or marketing at all. So,
Got it.
but
Right.
that's okay. That's, everything happens as it should. So I just pivot and turn a different direction, and it's going to happen no matter what. There's nothing that can stop this progress from going forward. So, and I'm not going to stop. So,
I'm beautiful to hear that you made the pivot, because yes, that's more that's more not of your design. That's a design of like just the construct of how the globe is working.
yeah. And
Yeah.
and actually, I'm actually banned in Florida. My book is banned for DEI. So
Right. Oh yes, because they have like the restrictions on what books can actually be, sort of at
no
the Scholastic
diversity,
Book Fair.
equity, and inclusion. None. Not in the schools. I can get in the library, that sort of thing.
Okay, but not
Yeah,
in
but not in schools.
actual
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
not a school library.
Yeah. Well,
That
you know what? I wear that as a
is
badge
part
of
two
honor.
podcast.
Yeah, I wear it as a badge of honor.
Right. Yeah. Like I've been banned. This is great.
Right. Yeah,
It's like winning
so
an Oscar.
I'll use that for something else, It's okay.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a whole nother angle. Yeah, that's actually
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Um, so what's next for you? What's coming up?
So the new book series, the new books in the series, is what I'm really focused on. And in the new book, what I've done, I'm actually developing a new character, a new permanent character into the storyline, and it's an AI bot. And so, because when I wrote the first book, AI was not a thing yet. So in this series, it's a thing. So now I am right now in the middle of developing the character and its characteristics and how it interacts with each girl in the storyline. And so yeah, I had to bring AI. There's no way I cannot bring AI into the storyline because it's so prevalent. So yeah, so they're gonna have an AI bot to they can run stuff across and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
developing.
I
Like
like
I
that.
have
All
to
right.
actually have to
You're
go back and rewrite stuff because I didn't include it. So now I have to include it and rewrite
uh,
the story so that they interact with their new AI buddy. I have to get a name for it and everything. So yeah,
all right. All right. I dig it. I dig it.
it's
um,
interesting. The whole creative process is something else. I tell you.
y- you're adding like a technological advancement to
Absolutely,
the
it has
story.
to be in there. This is the future. So yeah.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Um, Lisa, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your day for your busy day, we do like to ask these pay me plane tickets questions, pop quiz to kind of see where you land on
Okay.
the spectrum. So let me know if you're ready.
Okay. I'm scared. No.
Don't be scared. So if you were to be paid in plane tickets, which airline are you choosing?
Oh, okay. So depending on where I'm going, um, KLM, Emirates. I love that airline.
They're a fan favorite.
What's that?
They're a fan favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great. So, yeah. So,
Okay. When you do travel, is it Airbnb or hotel?
well, it's a mix. I prefer Airbnbs, especially when I travel with groups of girls. We do Airbnbs, but a nice resort hotel, I would not turn it down. I would not say no. I would not say no to that.
You and me both. You and me both. I understand that. When you do travel, do you have a preferred credit card, debit card that you use for points and miles, or you just kind of cash?
I don't. I don't have that. I've been thinking about it recently because I heard one of your podcasts, and so I was like, I didn't know there was such a path to this. I didn't realize it was so
Yeah.
strategic, and so I'm like, I need to really think about that and see which credit card I need to get in order to get some points. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole underworld for it.
I had no idea until I listened to your podcast. I was like, oh my God.
Honestly, I don't even know it that well. I'm glad there's better stories of that knowledge than me because I
I
keep it
gotta go
very
listen
simple.
to that again and make
You
notes
and me
this time.
both. I gotta make sure I take. I gotta double back on it.
That was incredible.
When you do fly, do you prefer the aisle, middle, or window seat? Aisle, Team aisle, right here.
Definitely. Huh?
There we go.
Yeah.
Same,
I need to
same
be able
thing.
to get up and whenever I want to, and I don't want to crawl over people. So
Yeah.
I used to be a window seater, but now I'm an owl person now. And I
Team
got a little
aisle,
more leg
same here.
room too, so you can stretch your leg out a little
Yeah,
bit.
stretch out a little bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm an exit row guy too, so I'll take it.
Yes, the exit roll. Exactly.
Um, we in jest we talked about the good things that travel can bring us. But do you have any traveling pet peeves?
I think it's like the security check line. Oh, they always pull me aside. They always search my bag. I'm like, do I look like a terrorist or something? Like, you guys always like to one me down and pull my bag, all my stuff out of my bag, and yeah, that part. Taking off my
All right,
shoes and
that's the first
yeah,
one. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody's really fan of the
yeah.
security line.
That's my biggest pet peeve. Before you even get on the plane. So
Very true, very true. Um, okay, last but not least, where is your very next flight to? Where are you flying off to?
where I hope to fly to is back to Uganda. Well, actually, I have. Can I have two?
You
I
could
need
have
to.
to, yeah.
Okay, so back to Uganda. I absolutely love Uganda. It is my heart, my home, away from home, and the other place is Australia. So
Ah,
because of the next book, so I want to
the
go and
next
do
book, right?
research. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Inspiration.
Yes.
Okay, okay. I like this. Is a pretty good list. It's a pretty good list here. You passed with flying colors.
Oh, yay! That's great. I was like, okay, so there's no wrong answer. Okay.
I guess we didn't think about like what were the wrong answers. Lisa, it's been wonderful having you on the podcast. It's been wonderful having you on the radio hour. We are just excited for not only the book you just released and also excited for the book that you are going to release. And the book that we're talking about is The Wildlife Divas Adventure Team by Lisa and Randolph. It's right there on the screen. We'll also put it in our show notes as well.
Okay.
It's an educational children's book, Saving the Endangered Mountain Gorilla. So very excited to have you on. Love to have you back for the second release.
Absolutely. I would love to come
And
back.
looking forward for the TV show as well.
Yes. Give me a couple of years. I'll have it. When I come back, I'll be telling you some more information. So, yeah.
Yeah, fill us in, fill us in.
Oh my gosh.